Hi. I don't really know much about relationships. I've only been in one my entire life, so I'm very inexperienced in that sense. And you know the fact that relationship would always heavily rely on physical touch. You want to hug your significant other, you want to kiss your significant other, you want to do the nasty. So in order for that relationship to work, physical touch is pretty important. So I just want to know, how do couples online deal with the distance? How do people do long distance? Hello. How are you guys feeling?
We're good.
Feel free to tell me how you guys met.
How about you give the initial sort of setting and then I'll give the details.
Me and YuKi and a few others were planning to go to the student union that one fine night.
Silent disco, everything. It was our first time. It's been 2 weeks since we got there. So we haven't met anyone really except for our own flatmates.
We were sitting there by the booth and then all of a sudden John came in the photo. And then he started talking to me and then we were like, oh hi. We started making conversation about a lot of stuff. It was very fun.
I came over because I'd seen you all over the last sort of few days and I wanted to kind of introduce myself. So I'd used one of my friends who was already over there as an excuse to go over and introduce myself.
I remember Rika telling me I basically ignored John. I was
that opposite, and then you were like, speaking in Malaysia, as if I was being scrutinized.
I was just checking up with my girls, and suddenly I noticed this one over here. And yeah, he'd be cute. And then, oh no, the embarrassing thing.
He'd be cute. And then I was just sitting there next to John, and then YuKi went across the table.
It was the most sort of 90s bad rom-com moment ever. She leaned across the table and was like, so, you want to buy me a drink?
I was drunk as hell. I already told Rika I was getting hammered. Literally, I'm going to be knocked out kind of drunk. So.
But the fact that you guys only created a friendship in just 2 months and then got into a relationship in just 2 months and then the pandemic happened and then you guys had to be separated.
Now you want to know something? Okay, we actually in the first get-go when we started hanging out and stuff, we both told each other that we didn't want a relationship.
Yeah. We weren't looking to get into a relationship or anything.
But what made you guys suddenly decide that you want to continue the relationship? Was it before the pandemic?
I think we gotten so close during our time still at uni because we were essentially living together. When I had to leave Carmarthen and go back home, we were constantly in touch, and it was as if a lot of things had changed, but we were still planning to do the things that we planned to do while we were still together.
What was the toughest thing being in a relationship long distance?
I feel hardest thing was not letting myself overthink. That's it.
For me, I think it would probably be the physically touch. It's very different being in the same room as somebody to being through a screen with somebody. And I'm a very physical person.
What's the difference between being in a relationship when YuKi was in the UK and when she's back here in Malaysia?
Time zone.
Does it suck as bad as I'm thinking right now?
To be honest, it's still okay. I would say for both of us.
Arguably, it kind of is fortunate because when YuKi's asleep, I have my evening, and when I'm asleep, YuKi has her morning and some of the afternoon.
Has time and distance made you guys clingier or more respectful to one another?
More respectful.
Definitely respectful, but also clingier in the fact that when I see her again, I know I'm not going to let it go for ages.
Me too. Most likely I'd be clinging onto the leg and just being
What were your main doubts about being in this long distance relationship, and how have you guys overcome it?
I don't have any doubts about it. I feel very happy being with YuKi, because of the way she makes me feel. And I knew that even though we'd be apart for a good while, I wasn't gonna stop feeling the way I feel. And even if I did, I knew that I could have a conversation with YuKi about that.
I was on the opposite end of the shtick. I had a lot of doubts. I'm anxious most of the time and, overthinking and stuff. So at one point, I was thinking to myself, like, would this actually work? Like, because I was getting more and more disheartened by this relationship. And the one thing that I really, really respect him for this as well is that he's always truthful with me. And we get to talk about how I feel comfortable enough to really go deep inside and just tell him how I feel. Yeah, because I'm always very hesitant to talk about it and stuff, because I keep thinking that, oh, what if I say this, then it instantly breaks, then yeah. And now my doubts are just, it's it's gone, so yeah.
If there's an issue with your relationship, just talk about it, because it's either going to fix the problem or it's going to fix the relationship, even if that is by ending it.
What is there even to talk about after so long without seeing each other?
The world's your oyster. You can have a conversation about anything.
Honestly, sometimes we just don't talk, but he'd be playing his game while I'll be crocheting or maybe drawing the little comic. The way that they phrase that question, what the hell is there to talk about? What kind of
I know, right? I mean, I guess some people, they've been in a relationship where they feel the need to see this person and then keep talking, and then when there's nothing else to say, how do you continue that conversation? And they feel uncomfortable, yeah.
You don't have to constantly be talking to somebody. Being able to sit in silence with each other is really nice.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes silence just kind of brings you guys closer and it feels more intimate, I think. How do you guys do anything without touch? That's also another question I got on Instagram.
The answer to that question, how do you think?
Yeah, how do you think?
What's left to do?
If you think about people back in the world wars and everything, okay, that shit, they can't even see each other through the screen.
How do you maintain your trust with each other?
I think it comes down to just not being a dick. If, why would you ever want to intentionally hurt somebody by dragging out a relationship that isn't working? With friends, if I wasn't happy with our relationship, I would want to end it as soon as possible, because it would be less hurt for her, and I would do it in a way that's calm and understandable.
The person that you're going to be with it's not just about lust. Like he said, really talk about things, even though it will get scary.
In Malaysia, right, John, a lot of couples, they like to control one another. The girls would always control the guys. Oh, don't go out, don't talk to this girl, don't. They're very, very toxic in that sense. And then whereas the guys, they would always control what the girls wear. Don't go out wearing this thing, don't go out wearing that thing. So it's very toxic on both ends. So that is what I mean by controlling. But also by time and such, does it get more controlling during long distance relationship and stuff like that, huh?
He doesn't get jealous. Some people don't agree with this, but I feel like it's normal that we check people out. Okay, it's just that we don't have the intention to go drill them or whatever. He taught me how to really see things in perspective, because we kind of grew up how you said in Asian cultures where no, maybe not. But personally, I know that I have never done that kind of thing, telling my boyfriend to be you gotta stay here with me. No, I just know.
You can go out wearing whatever she wants, whatever, because I trust her and I trust, but I'm not gonna say that if she went out wearing, just essentially underwear and high heels and everything like that I'm not gonna think guys are gonna be looking at her. And I'm going to be protective about that, but I'm not going to say that she can't.
Yeah.
If she's her own person, she can do what you want. But there's going to be a part of me that's going to be fucked up, man. You know, because like,
Not to say that ours isn't, but like their education is far more advanced in terms of understanding your own person. Can I say it that way?
Yeah, no, that's true because our education system, we don't really advocate for being your own person.
Specifically women, because sometimes people forget that you're still your own person. So to be honest, having a long distance thing, even though the time zone difference, like it sucks a bit, and I miss him, but it gives us, like he said, like it gives us both time to really focus on our own things and our own, you know, like currently what's going on with our family, ourselves. Like you can't just your boyfriend or girlfriend isn't your therapist, or they aren't chained to your hip.
How do you feel more connected with each other online?
we watch loads of films together. Like watching films, you know, we've done that Bob Ross thing, listening to music, being
Chess.
on call, we play chess online. Like it's just, you've got to try and make it a sort of normality out of the situation you're in.
Yeah, you can just belt out and just be like, oh, what's your favorite color, blah blah blah, those kind of stuff. But at one point he did tell me that if we kept on doing that, it will kind of lose its magic in a way, because the magic of like when you're doing something together and it spontaneously comes out, and then you get to learn more about that person. So I don't think that ever stopped as well, even though you don't directly ask 101 questions.
What motivates you to stay together?
We have a main goal at the end.
That is to see each other.
We know that we're going to be able to see each other again. That's just inevitable.
We actually have quite similar ideals, how we see the world. And in terms of end goal, like it isn't just like, oh, we're going to see each other again. We're talking about like long-term future, you see.
What do you have to say to like couples who are heading towards a long distance relationship, and for those who are already in one?
Don't worry if it's meant to be or be. Like, you will know because you'll feel it. And I definitely feel it with YuKi. Like,
Oh, that's so cheese. Oh.
yeah.
Okay. Bad.
Thanks for making it awkward, guys. Jeez.
Let's hope everything will be back to normal. I said this since March 2020. Let's hope everything gets back to normal.
Let's just knock on wood. Let's just
I'm
knock
knocking
on
no
wood.
way.
When we I believe in that. Like when you say it out into the universe, let's just knock on the wood. Yeah. Okay.
So thank you so much for answering my questions. Now I'm not so confused how people do long distance, even though we have technology and we're part of the young society who would understand technology, but I came from a very traditional kind of relationship, so this is very enlightening. Yeah, anyways, do you guys want to play Ludo?
I hate both of you when it comes to Ludo.
Let's go on Discord.
Yeah, let's jump on
Yeah,
that
it's
then.
better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Okay, see you on Ludo. See you on Discord. Okay,
See you
bye.
later. Bye.
Bye.